Okay, so to back up what Marshall said, my name is Derek Curtin. I think he gave me a great introduction, so I won't do it for you again. Happy to be here and look forward to kind of chairing the procedures here. I'll ask some questions of our panelists, and I'll be going to the audience to let you get involved with questions as well throughout the event. I definitely agree with some of the introductory comments. We're here at the early days, as Marshall said, of wireless communications and wireless data. I was participating earlier this morning in a kind of debate, online comment debate, of course, but around some articles. The question originally posed was, is Nokia out of the running? And a lot of people were chiming in and saying, oh man, Nokia is so dead. Anybody who thinks this battle is over or wireless telecom is locked up, done, and decided has really not been watching history at all. I mean, you could easily have said, well, this is locked up and done. Palm has it. They got the Palm Pilot. They got developers building 30,000 apps for the Palm Pilot. There's no more room for anyone else in the industry. I mean, there's 40% of the U.S. population is currently buying smartphones. 60% are not, and that's the U.S., which has the deepest penetration in the world. There's billions of other people out there who are looking for the solutions for them and the devices that are going to impress them. And there's a lot of years ahead of us to find out which devices they choose and who dominates the market, if there ever is a dominator going forward. So early days and a lot to learn and talk about. I think with that, I'm just going to. You're up here for guidance. Okay, great. Sorry, I'll let you get at that then. And I'll introduce our first speaker, the analyst angle. We got Francis Sideco from Wireless Communications. He does wireless communications at iSupply. They're great at tearing apart devices and telling us what goes into them, and supply chain analytics and telling us about manufacturers and equipment.
So a lot of what I'll be talking about today with smartphones and tablets really have to do with the fact that if we really think about what we're doing with these devices today, and we told ourselves this maybe 5, 10 years ago, it really would have seemed very Starship Enterprise-like. Some of the applications that Marshall was talking about, pretty much instant connectivity. And it's not really just about the real-time nature of the information that we're getting, but it's the fact that it's the real-time consumption of the information that we're getting that's really turning these devices not just into futuristic, nice-to-have things, but actually platforms for new business cases, new monetization techniques across the board. So that's what I'll be talking about today, is how do we take not only the advancements in these devices, but also coupled with the advances in the networks, and put them together and turn them into something that's going to help grow our industry. So one of the things that we're fond of saying is that futurist doesn't equal innovation. Futurist plus capitalist equals innovation, and I think that's really and captures hopefully what we're here to talk about today. Because the name of the game here, when we're talking about going from futurist to capitalist, is scale. You got to get these devices as platforms for all these new business models into as many hands as possible. So there's a lot of exciting stuff going on there, and this next slide is just a cutout from the earlier slide, but really showing that this low-end segment, you could almost call it the gateway drug to further upgrades into the higher end user behavior and monetization that we want to get everybody to. Okay, so it's a very important piece of the puzzle. The other piece that I'll mention here is media tablets. So this actually shows it is absolutely a smaller percentage of the market when compared to smartphones as a whole. But if you take a look at how quickly media tablets have grown to the 200 million unit mark a year, or will grow, they've accelerated that timeline by about 7 years when compared to smartphones. So it took about the better part of a decade or more for smartphones to do what they needed to do in order to hit that mark.